Okay, so I think I'll start off. Hi everyone, welcome to Mrs. Diva. And this is a page, this is a wonderful community, I should say, built by Astha Jain. She is the founder and the business coach that you have all been watching since a very long time now. And she's a business coach, she's an expert of working from home, and she gives ideas to budding entrepreneurs as well as women who want to start their businesses from home. So, keep following her page, keep learning a lot more. And thank you so much for this opportunity to come here and share 2 cents of my knowledge with you. So, this topic is a bit heavy. It sounds heavy, that money, first of all, anything related to money and money management, personal finance, and half of us are already, saying bye bye. So it tends to become a little heavy, but I'll try to make it as light as possible. Yes. First, on one hand, you have, people who are full of emotions, people like you and me, who are still learning how to deal with their emotions on a day to day basis. And when you come to think of it, finances is one aspect of our lives. The way we manage our financial lives, it gets affected drastically about by how we are feeling at that point of time. Okay, so I saw this wonderful session we had on the page by Neva on EFT, and I had watched it, and I saw the tips that she gave, the entire theory of how different points in your on your body can help you control your emotions and reduce stress and anxiety. Okay, and it was a great session. And you know what, I'll not be giving you something like this, but I'll certainly tell you that. I'll try to put some points in your mind so that the next time you are doing an investing activity or planning your finances, you at least are conscious of your emotions, you know. So let's get started. So if anyone can message and tell me, how do they feel when they have to do their tax filing every year? How do you feel? I'm sure, that's a question many of you can answer to me very quickly. Come on, just give me one word. Like, what is the emotion that you feel when you have to do your tax filing? Anyone? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel taxed already? Do you feel that, oh my God, that this time of the year it is going to be tough and tiresome again? It starts giving you a headache, right? And the important thing is that you have realized that you have entered the tax season. So, interestingly, finance and psychology has evolved together. So since 1950s, stock markets have been booming across the United States. The size of investors has been increasing. The companies that have been investing have been increasing. Stock market has become so much accessible to retail investors. And the important point to note is that people are getting into the market with a lot of hope. Whenever you start think of investing in stock market, you're full of hope, you're full of enthusiasm, and you some certainly feel, nothing can go wrong with me. you know Nobody thinks that anything will ever go wrong with their investments till it actually happens. So why does that happen? What are those trigger points in your financial journey which kind of which you can be conscious about so that you can save yourself from any mistakes like that? So finances per se is a heavy topic. you know Mostly in most households, men take care of the finances. They do the budgeting, they do the investing, and the women in the house are mostly taking care of the saving aspect. But I will still say that women are very much smarter when it comes to investing and saving, especially the saving part. Though spending is not something I will say I'll agree to, but definitely, we are fantastic spenders. And that is the aspect of emotions that finance has taken complete hold of. So finance and psychology took hold of the interest of scientists together, and they people started understanding stock market, people understanding that there is a trend which happens as soon as there's a tax season coming in. People start investing more money starts flowing into the stock markets. Why that happens? That happens because people want to invest their money and try and save taxes, or take advantage of the losses that they get while investing. So you can see that psychology working out, especially even in spending. How people spend obviously during festival time, and how festivities kind of ensure that your spending goes on increasing. But at the same time, what happens during the off season? During off season, they ensure that they keep on coming up with certain things which will appeal to your emotions. So emotions have played an very important part in every aspect of financial life. So if you look at insurance as a product, so insurance has always played on the emotional factor of people to take care of their families. So they sell life insurance on the basis of the fact that what will happen to your family if something happens to you. So, if you are a person who's working in an office, who has a corporate job but has does not have adequate insurance, as soon as the tax season is going to come, you will have insurance agents lining up to you and calling you up and telling you, कि sir आपने इतना इंश्योरेंस लिया कि नहीं, आपकी सैलरी इतनी है, you should be taking this much amount of insurance. Now, the fact is that if they will first try to lure you by the terms of taxation, that you can save this much on tax, you can save this much by investing in our schemes. There are different kind of plans for different health and life, and different for to cover your parents and others. But if you still do not agree to them, they will probably try and show to you that you are inadequately insured. The emotional aspect comes into play. So the emotional aspect is simply that you have not planned for your children's education, you have not planned for your family's health, you have not planned for your own retirement. So while it is important to plan out for this, who said that insurance is the only way to go? It's not. Insurance and retirement planning, you don't necessarily need to buy insurance for that. Did you know that? But now everything has been typified by that product or that market in such a way. They have marketed those products in such a way that automatically your mind has combined retirement planning is equal to insurance purchase. So you end up purchasing insurance plans to plan your retirement, which is the funniest thing, because the way insurance works is it never invests your entire amount of money for it to multiply. It will always invest a very certain portion, and the rest of the certain portion is covered as premium for your policy. So at the end of the day, if you had invested that same amount in the stock market, you could have probably earned more by the end of 20 years. So that is a calculation which, it will be too heavy for me to show you. But the fact is that insurers play on this. And why do they play on it? Because they know that we are emotional beings. No matter how big of a CEO you are, no matter, how tough of a person you are, you might be the toughest CBI inspector, but if, all of us are emotional when it comes to our families, and, insurance is a fantastic product which deals on that. Okay, so the interesting thing is that scientists actually studied the patterns of how people behave when they are spending, when they're investing, and when they save their money. So they came up with certain aspects that of behavior that people tend to do, and that's why this entire study of behavior of investors and spenders as financial beings came to be known as financial behavioral finance. So this is a very specialized stream of finance where psychology is also involved, and psychologists as well as finance professionals work together to understand the biases, and the perceptions that we all deal with. तो अब हम लोग बहुत चीजों को लेके हमारे मन में बायसेस होते हैं, राइट? हमको किस तरह की लाइफ जीनी है, हमको किस तरह का खान पान रखना है, हमको क्या सूट करता है, हमें किस तरह के लोगों में उठना बैठना है, हमारे बच्चे कैसे स्कूल में जाएं, राइट? Anything and everything, we have a certain standard in our mind, we have a certain benchmark in our mind, and this is exactly what behavior finance studies. So I will talk about few points that are very interesting because it will give you an idea of if you have been doing this or not, as a person, as an individual. So let me get started with that. uh, what happens is that as an investor, or even as a person who is earning, we tend to distribute our money, right? We tend to distribute our money into buckets. So we distribute it as this much money is for my children's fees, this much money is for household expenses, this much money is for savings, this much is for investing, this much is for my entertainment. But we don't we don't understand that sometimes, although this is a good practice in general, but we don't tend to change this practice if we see that one aspect of this entire gamut is suffering. So suppose if tomorrow, if I need to save more, or if I need to invest more, we don't tend to allocate money over there. We let that money stay, we let that extra money in one bucket stay over there. So अगर मेरे हाउस होल्ड एक्सपेंसेस का पैसा बच रहा है, मैं उसको सेविंग्स में नहीं डालती, या मैं उसको इन्वेस्टिंग में नहीं डालती, इवन दो द अपॉर्चुनिटी माइट बी वेरी गुड टू इन्वेस्ट. And that is something scientists call as mental accounting. उसमें क्या होता है, what happens under this is that even though you're a rational person, because you have that set fear, you know fear and greed are the two pillars of behavior in while investing and in your personal finance. So you don't tend to see this as a common subset. You don't see it as a common thing which you could have just allocated to investing it further. So you tend to lose out on a lot of good opportunities to invest. And इसमें although आपका पैसा बच रहा था, but what will you end up doing? You will end up putting it in a bank account, which is only giving you 3%. And that 3% is actually not going to earn you much over a period of time, whereas you could have invested it in few good stocks, where over a period of time you could have earned a lot more. So this is called as a mental accounting bias, because we tend to bifurcate everything and we are very rigid with that bifurcation. Okay. And then there is something called as herd mentality. This is the most common, we all have heard this. We tend to look at what other people around us are doing. So if I want to invest, I have some extra money and I want to invest, so I will probably call up my friend and I'll ask her कि यार कहाँ invest कर रहे हो, and मुझे इतना tax save करना है, तो when you tell me some good plans is what we say. But the funny thing is that हम लोग ये नहीं देखते कि शायद मेरी friend की कैपेसिटी अलग हो, मेरी फ्रेंड की स्पेंडिंग हैबिट्स अलग हो, और मेरी फ्रेंड को सेविंग शायद उतनी ना चाहिए हो जितनी मुझे चाहिए, शायद उसके इन्वेस्टमेंट गोल्स अलग हो, मतलब उसको 5 साल बाद हो सकता है सिर्फ 10 लाख की जरूरत हो अपने बच्चों की एजुकेशन के लिए, वेरएज मुझे शायद ज्यादा अमाउंट की जरूरत हो. बट हम दोनों एक ही प्लान में इन्वेस्ट करने की सोच रहे हैं और एक ही तरीके से इन्वेस्ट करने की सोच रहे हैं. सो दैट in itself is the wrong way to go and start doing anything in financial planning. Okay, so herd mentality is what hurts investments the most. Most people tend to do this, we tend to get lazy. So laziness and procrastination, हम जिसको हम लोग फॉर्मल उसमें भाषा में प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन कहते हैं, आलस जिसको कहते हैं कि भाई हम लोग उतना टाइम नहीं देते, जो चीज हमको अनकंफर्टेबल करती है, we don't give it enough time, we want to get it over with. So what do we end up doing? We end up asking people around, and we take the same opinion and we just invest. Whereas we don't really see कि हमारा income level क्या है, हमारी spending क्या है, और हमारा requirement क्या है after a certain number of years. तो उस चीज में बहुत बड़ा mismatch हो जाता है. तो that plan might work for my friend, but it might not work for me. And that is the most common mistake I have seen people doing across. So that is one of the biggest problems, that's this herd mentality. We don't see a plan individualized for ourselves. We always go by, अच्छा चलो इसने किया, इसका ठीक हो गया, तो हम भी यही करते हैं. That, so try and avoid this mistake. This is one thing you should always refer to. You should see कि आपके जो जानने वाले हैं उनकी क्या फाइनेंशियल कैपेसिटी है, एंड आप अपनी फाइनेंशियल कैपेसिटी के हिसाब से आप अपनी स्पेंडिंग और इन्वेस्टिंग दोनों प्लान करें. So that is one thing you should, next time you are thinking of calling up your friend, or just asking people's opinion on investing, or I have seen moms putting out messages कि कौन सा plan अच्छा है invest करने के लिए. Please don't do that. क्योंकि जो आपको 100 लोगों के comments आएंगे, वो 100 लोगों के comments 100 होंगे. How will you decide what is right for you? You cannot. So instead of going for a general opinion like that, it's best you consult an expert, or you do your research and study yourself. So that will help you understand. And emotions का सबसे बेहतर एंटीडोट, सबसे बढ़िया तरीका उन्हें फाइट करने का इज इंफॉर्मेशन, रैशनैलिटी, लॉजिक. सो आपकी इमोशंस हैं दो, या तो ग्रीड है या फियर है. आपके फाइनेंसेस को जब आप देखते होंगे, तो आपको या तो बहुत डर लगता होगा कि अब मैं कैसे मैनेज करूं, या आपको बहुत अगर आपको दिख रहा है कि आपके कहीं फायदा हो रहा है, कहीं कुछ अच्छा हो सकता है, तो आप उसमें इन्वेस्टेड रहेंगे. आप ये नहीं देख, इसको चेक नहीं करेंगे टाइम ऑन टाइम. वहां पे भी लोग नुकसान कर लेते हैं. तो staying over invested is also a problem. Do you understand that we tend to go greedy? So agar for example, if I give you that Reliance ka stock is one of the best stocks in India to invest in, right? And since early 90s it has been the go-to stock. Like, so everyone who has little bit of money, it was said कि आप Reliance के शेयर में डाल दो, ये तो multiply होना ही है, which is a good thing. But आपने, which is a correct thing, till जिसने 90s, early 90s में Reliance का शेयर खरीद लिया, वो आज लखपति, आराम से करोड़पति हो सकता है. But the important thing is आपने किस टाइम पे इन्वेस्ट किया. लोग ये नहीं देखते हैं. मैंने अगर if I don't know anything about the stock market, then I should try and learn it. I should not depend on people's opinions. So that is another thing called as anchoring. We tend to anchor our investments or our habits based on other people's, or certain specific people in our lives, whom we trust. So what ends up happening is, because we trust them, we follow their advice, but it might not be the right advice. It's not that they're giving you wrong advice. Advice is correct कि आप रिलायंस के स्टॉक में इन्वेस्ट करिए, बट कब इन्वेस्ट करिए, कितना इन्वेस्ट करिए. अगर मैं एक्सपर्ट हूं तो फिर मैं आपको सीधी सीधी ये एडवाइस दूंगी कि आप तब इन्वेस्ट करिए जब उसका पूरा 1 साल का स्टॉक प्राइस सबसे नीचे हो. एटलीस्ट वो आप जाके देख सकते हैं, एंड मैं आपको वो दिखाऊंगी कि आप कहाँ पे देखें. सो दैट इज द बेटर वे टू इन्वेस्ट. एंड मैं कहूंगी कि थोड़े थोड़े चंक्स में इन्वेस्ट करिए, थोड़ा थोड़ा अमाउंट लगा के इन्वेस्ट करिए. सारा पैसा एक साथ मत लगाइए. एंड मैं आपको ये भी कहूंगी कि सारा पैसा एक ही स्टॉक में मत लगाइए. सो यू अंडरस्टैंड, अब मेरा रिलायंस पे इतना डिपेंडेंस है, या इतना ज्यादा ओवर विश्वास है, कि वो इमोशन जो है मेरा, कि एक तो ऑब्वियसली ग्रीड का, कि भैया चलो सब सब मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा, फटाफट मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा, दैट ग्रीड. एंड सेकेंडली दैट फियर, which that I don't want to deal with it, let me get it over with, let me find the easy way out. But investing is a lot more intricate than that. You know, you can't rely just on opinions and then do it. So, you know, if people can message me their specific questions, that will be great. You know, I can or anything that you want to say or comment, that will be great. Okay. Okay, so the next, let me come to you know self interest. You know, we tend to think that people are अपना फायदा ही सोचते हैं, but amazing चीज ये है, scientists found out that, you know, when they studied the pattern of people's behavior when they had to invest, they found that people are not always selfish. We think that in terms of money we would be very selfish, but we are actually not that selfish. uh, Scientists found that people tend to focus on a lot of charity. We tend to give to causes which are very good, and उसके ऊपर भी खेल के, यू नो, उसके बेसिस पे भी हमारे गवर्नमेंट्स ने हमें टैक्स प्लानिंग और ये सब दिया है. तो हमें टैक्स बेनिफिट्स ये इसलिए दिए हैं कि भाई आप चैरिटीज को दीजिए, तो ऑटोमेटिकली, यू नो, इफ यू वांट टू गिव दैट मनी, you will give that money and get the benefit out of it. Okay, we end up, even people have should be careful, but we end up being very self-destructive also in our financial behavior. So how does that happen? See, it happens is that we tend to look at very small bits of information. So like, just like the example I gave you, uh, we saw that okay, Reliance ka share अच्छा चल रहा है, and we just ended up investing it in. I ended up putting entire 5 lakhs जो मेरे पास extra थे, मैंने सब कुछ Reliance के शेयर पे लगा दिया. अब 6 महीने 7 महीने बाद रिसेशन हुआ, एंड आई फाउंड आउट दैट सारे स्टॉक्स की वैल्यू 50% गिर गई है, राइट? अब मैं सर पकड़ के बैठ जाऊंगी, एंड आई बी लाइक, ओ माय गॉड, यू नो, सो मच, इतना मेरा पैसा उसमें खत्म हो रहा है मेरी आंखों के सामने. बट द सिंपल फैक्ट इज, आप ये जो फियर था, ये जो प्रॉब्लम थी, इसको आराम से अवॉइड कर सकते थे अगर आप ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम इन्वेस्ट करते. सो द सिंपल फैक्ट इज कि आपकी ग्रीड ने आपको ओवरटेक कर लिया, rather than rational thinking कि आप उसको स्प्लिट करिए. दैट इज वाई इन म्यूचुअल फंड्स आपने देखा होगा कि एस आई पीज आर द मोस्ट कॉमन मेथड ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग. So this has been put by regulations that you know, SIP is a great way. It has been popularized so that people एकदम से अपना ज्यादा पैसा एक साथ लमसम ना लगा दें स्टॉक मार्केट में. So mutual funds encourage you to do an SIP so that आप हर महीने थोड़ा छोटा छोटा अमाउंट ही डालेंगे, and you will also not feel burdened. And उसका ये एक फायदा होता है that if the market crashes in a month or two, आपका बहुत बड़ा अमाउंट एक साथ उसकी वैल्यू नहीं घटेगी. So this fear, you know, this feeling of fear has to be overcome by using certain techniques. So these are the techniques that I was telling you, the things that you have to take care of while investing and while planning your expenses. And another thing that we tend to do is that we tend to look at emotional biases. We are very emotionally biased. We look at people who are advice, who have been with us, or even our parents. You know, they might have our best interest in their hearts. You know, people we have known for a long time. So these are people who have our the best interests in their hearts. But it's not necessary that the advice that they might be giving might be perfectly right for us, right? So it might be stemming from their own experience, or it might be stemming from certain information that they have, जो वो थोड़ा बहुत जानते हैं. It is always better. So ये भी एक bias है कि नहीं, मेरे पहचान के उन्होंने कहा है, या मेरे पापा ने कहा है, या मेरी मम्मी ने कहा है, तो मुझे यही करना चाहिए. It's a good thing. You should listen to your parents, but कहीं पे आपको कुछ चीजें डबल चेक भी करनी चाहिए, so that bias does not come into play. अगर वो लोग गलती, कोई भी आपको गलती से बता रहा है, आपका फ्रेंड ही हो सकता है, तो it is best to double check certain facts regarding that aspect, and then go ahead with investing. Okay, then people tend to have this illusion of control. You know, this ये जो एक मानसिकता होती है कि हमारे साथ पहले नहीं हुआ है तो अभी भी नहीं होगा. We have this bias that कि मेरे साथ कभी गलत नहीं हुआ है तो अभी भी नहीं होगा. And we tend to go ahead and take risky investments. We don't understand the products. हम लोग कितनी बार होता है कि हम पॉलिसी खरीद लेते हैं, हम इन्वेस्टमेंट कर देते हैं कहीं पे विदाउट रियली अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट. या सो बिकॉज वी फील कि नहीं चलो कुछ नहीं होगा, ऐसा 2 साल में पैसा आ जाना है, समथिंग लाइक दैट. And we tend to rely a lot on the financial planner. उस basis में क्या होता है, financial planners are also very smart. They also play on your psyche of fear, okay, because they know that you are probably a lazy person. You have no idea about the market. You have no understanding of mutual funds. You have no understanding of stocks. See, it's okay not to have any understanding, but then you should know कि क्या आपका पैसा कहाँ इन्वेस्ट हुआ है, एंड आपको बीच बीच में चेक करते रहना पड़ता है कि इसका स्टेटस क्या है. I have seen many people who just write a check to their financial planners and they forget it. So they don't even have a clue कि उनका पैसा invested कहाँ है. So what happens is then they suddenly wake up one fine day, like after 3 years or 4 years, and they realize that half of their money has been lost in the market. Okay, so while you would have invested with a very big financial planner or a firm, which is okay, it's possible that the market is truly down, इसलिए ही वो down है, but you have to keep on checking on them. You have to keep on regulating their activities, and you know giving anybody the opportunity to play on your emotions is what takes people down. So anybody can be a financial planner, even your own investments. The most common problem that people have is they tend to invest when the stock market is going up. जब भी स्टॉक मार्केट ऊपर जा रहा होगा, 2-3 महीना ऊपर दिख रहा होगा, तब लोग पूछने लगते हैं अच्छा चलो मैं इन्वेस्ट कर देता हूँ, अब मैं बता दूं, मुझे स्टॉक बता दो कोई अच्छा, गिव मी एन आइडिया where to invest. Now that is the worst time to invest in the stock market, is when the stock is going up, when the stock markets are going up. It means that the people who had already purchased, अब उनकी prices बढ़ रही हैं, उनके लिए फायदा है. बट अगर आप वो बढ़ती प्राइसेस में अब अपना पैसा लगाएंगे तो आप तो ज्यादा प्राइस पे ही स्टॉक खरीदेंगे ना. आपको इन्वेस्ट कब करना चाहिए था? आपको इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए था जब स्टॉक्स धड़ाम से गिरे थे नीचे. When there was a huge crash, like what happened on March 23rd अभी कोविड के पीछे. So uh, when that happened, that would have been the best time to take out your extra money and whatever stocks you had in your mind कि नहीं ये अच्छा stock है, I should invest in this, you should have invested at that point of time. So you would have found the best bargains on stocks, even on mutual funds, and even though there is जो आपकी fixed income products होते हैं like FDs, different kind of FDs, they have actually gone down. वो उनकी rates और returns कम हो गए हैं. But अगर आपको market में invest करना था, then this was a great time, March to April. Okay, so now up to market फिर भी थोड़ा बढ़ गया है. So you can understand how emotions can give you opportunities and they can also take away opportunities. So as soon as you find that you're getting very stressed out while taking a financial decision, take a step back. The best way to do it is that means you don't have enough information. आपके पास पूरी तरह इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है, आप जाइए थोड़ी रिसर्च करिए, 4 लोगों से डेफिनेटली बात करिए, बट उनसे ये नहीं पूछिए कि ये स्टॉक क्यों अच्छा है, मतलब कौन सा स्टॉक अच्छा है, आप ये पूछिए कि वो क्यों अच्छा है. ये मतलब उनकी रीजनिंग पूछिए उसके पीछे. And don't believe people blindly. The biggest problem is that people tend to believe blindly, and that creates unnecessary biases, and you end up losing the money as well. So these are the most common financial aspects, biases that you should take care of. Okay, and of course, before you, for any kind of financial planning that you do, you have to first take care of your necessities. So necessities have to be taken care of first before you actually start investing anywhere. So necessities are your household expenses, are your basic food, clothing, shelter, of course. And uske alawa, you should keep 6 months of your necessity money uh, packed away somewhere. You know, either in a bank account, which is where it is safe. Even an FD would be fine, but at least your 6 months of household expenses, your kids' tuitions and school fees, and your petrol expenses, these should be kept saved in an FD or a savings account. So that before you start investing, if tomorrow, there's a loss of job, you are not gripped with fear. You are not, you don't become gripped with fear and problem, right? So yeah, let me just see if there is some. Okay. So that is how you can overcome these emotions. You have to be ready. You have to be prepared. And if you are prepared, if you are well informed, you will definitely be less emotional, and you can take care of your expenses in a better way. Of course, expenses की जब बात आती है, the important thing to know is your impulse. So I know for a fact that that different people have different impulses. So impulse purchase is the most common thing that marketers cash on. So for women, of course, all your lifestyle products and everything, online shopping is a great way of impulse shopping, and that is also part of behavior. Your behavior. The one trick I can tell you is that whenever when you're about to purchase an item online, just stop it. Just stop from clicking payment. Just stop from putting your card details or your bank details, and leave the purchase at that time, and just close the site and walk away, and then see it after a day or two, and just see all the items that you were about to purchase. So do you really need all of them? One way, this is a trick which has worked with me a lot of times. So you will realize that out of the five things that you had put in your basket, in your cart, you probably need just one or two. So this way you can reduce your impulse purchase, and online shopping gives you that opportunity that you can reduce that impulse. Okay. So apart from this, I think these are the few important factors that I wanted to share. And emotions will always be there. So it's important that you keep a control and then you learn techniques on how to control them, because especially when it comes to finances and managing your personal finance, you should take a rational decision. And rational decision का मतलब है there should be a reason for it. The reason should not be कि मेरे friend ने कहा, मेरी भाभी ने कहा, मेरी चाची ने कहा, तो मैंने डाल दिया. No. The reason should be कि उसके पीछे it was a good stock, or it for these 1 2 3 4 reasons, or it was a good it will give me this rate of interest, और इसमें मुझे ये टैक्स सेविंग होगी, ये टैक्स बेनिफिट होगा. So when you have such reasoning, if it's possible, you write it down somewhere for each thing investment that you do. So it will help you be a more planned and more disciplined investor in the long run, and it will help you manage your personal finances better. So that is it from me. And if anyone has any questions, please let me know. And I'll be here. I'm in the group as well. And thank you so much for this opportunity, Astha. So let me know if I can be of any help to anyone in the future. Thank you. Okay, I was looking at some questions. Uh, Hi guys, sorry, I think I missed out on a few of your questions. Okay, so someone had mentioned that, so Neha Neeraj had said that risk factor is more in stock market as compared to insurance. So Neha, I want to point out that insurance is should be used only for ensuring your life and ensuring your health. But as an investment, it is seen to give very low returns. And actually, what happens is they tend to keep a large amount as commission, and very less is actually invested in the stock market, which will give you returns. So people go to insurance because of the fixed products. Actually, kya hai, they tend to give that fixed monthly income, which is called as MIPs, monthly investment plans. So वहाँ पे आपको एक monthly fees मिलती रहती है, which people are they're very happy with it. So it might work if you're a retired person, but it will still be a very small amount. Like on an investment of 12 lakhs, 20 lakhs, and on a lump sum, you'll probably receive just 2,000, 3,000 per month. So, whereas if you had invested the same amount of money in good stocks very much 20 years earlier, you would be earning much more. Your value of the stock will be higher. So, uh, that is the reason why I'll not suggest insurance as an investment product. It should be used only for ensuring your health and life, and of course your house and everything. Okay, hi guys. Ritu, hi Ritu. Okay, thank you Shreya. Thanks for listening in. I hope it really helped you. Thank you for your queries. Okay, Astha, anything else? Do you should I be covering, or if anyone else had anything specific that they want me to cover? You can ask your specific questions if you have. Otherwise, you can reach out to me separately as well. Okay, so if nothing else, then I'll log out for the day. Thank you so much again, Asta. Thanks for this opportunity, and thank you everyone who has been listening in. I really appreciate it, and have a great day ahead. Bye bye.